Let's take you back to the 1940s. World War II was in full swing and it was very much a heated fight. In that year, many events took place, from Germany's invasion of Norway and the occupancy of Denmark to the birth of a new film genre known to the world as film noir. This black and white genre were filled with stories that included pessimism, fatalism, and cynicism. The term originated in France after World War II and was used to describe America's Hollywood thriller movies that involved detectives. During the 1940s, reflections of World War II were presently found in the genre of film noir, which made the tones and the atmospheres to be slightly gloomy and melancholy. The genre of film noir had few distinct elements that allows viewers to identify it, such as an anti-hero protagonist, a femme fatale, a detective, the use of cigarette pipes, biting and tight dialogues, bold visual designs, and many more. The Stranger 1946 is directed by Orson Welles, an American motion picture actor, director, producer, and writer. Orson Welles was best known for his artistic works such as Citizen Kane 1941 and The Magnificent Ambersons 1942. The film talks about a man by the name of Franz Kienle, played by Orson Welles, who is a notorious ex-Nazi who lives under a false identity as a teacher in a small town in Connecticut, with his wife, who just so happens to be the headmaster's daughter, played by Loretta Young. But just as Franz Kienle thinks that his new life goes as planned, his old associate, played by Constantine Shane, shows up unexpectedly in town, and he was not alone. He brought a fellow cunning federal investigator, played by Edward G. Robinson. Together, the both of them attempt to shed light on who Franz Kienle is and all his actions, but Kienle does the unthinkable and resort to desperate measures to prevent the reveal of his secret. Taking a look at the 3 out of the 4 general areas which make up mise-en-scene are setting and props, costume and makeup, and lighting. Firstly, settings and props. It can be seen that the film takes place in the 1940s, a time when World War II was still an ongoing matter in the world. Settings used in the movie involve ships, a prison, a school, a clock tower, several bedrooms, and homes. In terms of prop, a prominent prop used in the genre of film noir is pipes. The use of pipes show a sign of power and dominance in the characters. Secondly, the costume and makeup of characters in the film. The style used in the film is pre- and post-war fashion. It can be seen that females were fitted in a clean and slim silhouette with a touch of military inspiration, while the guys in the film are dressed up in simple yet smart-looking suits, topped off with a hat, in particular a fedora or a Homburg. For the federal investigator, it can be seen that he is wearing a longer coat, almost like a blazer, which gives him a very mysterious and secretive look. In terms of the makeup, it is relatively hard to identify as the film was in black and white, but in the 1940s, women's makeup was fairly natural, topped off with a splash of red, whilst men did not wear anything. Lastly, lighting. Hard lighting is found in the scenes where Franz Kienle's associate and the federal investigator are showing the secrets of Kienle's past to his wife. The scene in which it focuses on Charles's face when he faced his wife showed the use of low-key lighting and side lighting. Front lighting can also be found in several scenes when the light is shone upon the character, and the shadows are often seen behind the subject, which helps give a sense of shape and form. Cinematography. Now let's dive deeper into cinematography in this aspect of the movie. Firstly, take a look at the shot scale. A shot scale, better known as framing, is essentially what the range of shots suggest. For instance, the distance of a subject from the camera. The use of close-ups can be seen in the shot of Charles's request of keeping his life a secret. The use of extreme close-up shots can be seen in the expression given by Meineke. Lastly, the use of free shots can be seen when a discussion among Noah, Mr. Wilson, and the doctor takes place. In terms of camera angles within this film, the most prominent and easily identified shot is the high shot in the beginning of the movie when a meeting is held with Mr. Wilson in the prison. Lastly, taking a look at the way in which sound and editing played a part in making the film, let's firstly look at the various editing techniques used in the film. In my analysis, I managed to identify the use of eyeline match and shot reverse shot among the many others in the film. Eyeline match can be seen when the associate and fiddle investigator showed Mary the horror in which her husband helped. It cuts firstly to the expression on Mary's face, and then towards the projector screen of what Mary is watching. Shot reverse shot can be seen when an exchange between Mr. Porter and Mr. Wilson. Although it may not be a direct cut from the perspective of the characters, but it is an over-the-shoulder moment where only the side profile of the character is shown to indicate an emphasis on who is talking in certain scenes. When it comes to sound, films often have two categories that classify them, which are diegetic and non-diegetic. Diegetic sounds are the sounds that originate when shooting and are the sound in which the characters are able to hear. In this case, diegetic sounds are the very conversation that takes place between the characters. Non-diegetic sounds are the sounds added in post-production and are sounds in which characters don't hear. In this case, non-diegetic sounds were rare in the 1940s, as technology of editing sounds were not as advanced as the ones today. It can be seen in the introduction and credits of the movie, where an orchestral introduction was played to indicate the beginning and the mood of the movie. Overall, this film is definitely one to watch, especially if you enjoy crime dramas and also black and white film. As a major fan of classic movies, this is definitely in my list, as I enjoyed the storyline and the shot of everything that's happening in this movie very much. Especially the film's sort of unexpected ending, and it's a really good ending. Trust me, it's really worth watching, and you guys should check out The Stranger by Orson Welles.